Cycles are an inherent part of life, shaping everything from the smallest details of our daily existence to the grandest movements of the universe. The repetition we observe in nature, in our experiences, and in the cosmos is not random. It's a fundamental law that governs all aspects of reality. The idea that life moves in cycles is one of the most important concepts to grasp, especially at the beginning of a spiritual journey. When you understand that everything has a rhythm, a pattern that repeats, you can start to navigate life with a clearer sense of purpose and direction. There is a flow to life, a constant back and forth between creation and destruction, growth and decline, expansion and contraction. These cycles aren't just observable in nature, they are deeply embedded in the human experience as well. By understanding cycles, you gain insight into the way the universe operates, and more importantly, how you can align yourself with these natural rhythms to create a life that feels more harmonious and in tune with the greater flow of existence. Look around and you'll see cycles everywhere. The most obvious examples are the cycles of nature, the changing seasons, the rise and fall of the sun, the phases of the moon. Each of these is a reminder that everything in life moves through stages. There is a time for growth, a time for rest, and a time for renewal. But cycles aren't limited to the physical world. They also manifest in our emotions, our thoughts, and our relationships. Consider how your moods change over time, how you go through periods of excitement and motivation, followed by times of doubt and hesitation. These emotional cycles are as natural as the turning of the seasons. When you learn to recognize them, you stop resisting the lows and start using them as opportunities to reflect and grow. On a larger scale, the universe itself operates through cycles. Stars are born, they live and they die, only to release their energy and matter back into the cosmos, where new stars are formed. Galaxies collide, merge, and eventually fade away, but the energy within them is never lost. It's always part of a larger cycle of creation and destruction. Even the universe as a whole is thought to follow a cycle, expanding and contracting over unimaginable timescales. These cosmic cycles remind us that everything is interconnected and that nothing ever truly ends. It simply transforms into something new. When we apply this understanding of cycles to our personal lives, we start to see that the challenges we face aren't random obstacles, but are part of a larger pattern of growth. Life presents us with cycles of learning and experience, and each time we encounter a familiar challenge, it's an opportunity to approach it from a higher level of awareness. The key is recognizing that you've been here before, in some form or another, and that each cycle is designed to help you evolve. One of the most common cycles people experience is the cycle of fear and courage. You might find yourself facing a situation that scares you, a job change, a relationship shift, or even a leap toward your dreams. Fear is a natural response, but it's also part of a cycle. Just as the night is followed by the day, fear is often followed by growth and transformation. The cycle of fear and courage teaches us that fear is not something to avoid, but something to move through. On the other side of fear is always a greater version of yourself waiting to emerge. Another cycle that plays out in our lives is the cycle of creation and destruction. Just as nature goes through periods of growth and decay, so do we. There are times when we feel full of creative energy, eager to build and bring new ideas into the world. But there are also times when things fall apart. Projects fail, relationships end, and we are forced to let go of what we once held dear. This cycle can be difficult to accept, especially when we are in the destruction phase. But it's important to remember that every ending is also a beginning. The old must be cleared away to make space for the new. Understanding this cycle allows you to release your attachment to outcomes and trust that whatever falls apart in your life is making way for something even better. In relationships, too, we experience cycles. We may fall in love, experience deep connection, and then encounter periods of difficulty or distance. These cycles are natural and necessary for the growth of the relationship. Each time we go through a rough patch, we are given the opportunity to learn more about ourselves and our partner. By recognizing the cyclical nature of relationships, we can approach challenges with more patience and understanding, knowing that the lows are just as important as the highs in building a strong, lasting bond. The spiritual journey itself is a cycle, It's not a straight line, but a spiral where we revisit certain lessons and experiences from a higher perspective each time. Many people on the path of awakening experience the dark night of the soul, a period of deep inner turmoil where it feels as though everything is falling apart. This is a powerful cycle of transformation, where the old self is shed and a new, more authentic self begins to emerge. It's a painful process, but one that is necessary for true spiritual growth. Just as the caterpillar must go through the chrysalis stage to become a butterfly, we must go through periods of darkness to emerge into the light. Understanding the cyclical nature of the spiritual journey can help you navigate these difficult periods with more grace. When you find yourself in a low point, instead of feeling lost or defeated, you can remind yourself that this is just one phase of a larger cycle. The darkness will pass, and when it does, you will come out on the other side stronger and more aligned with your true purpose. Each time you go through this cycle, you are given the opportunity to rise higher and see life from a broader perspective. It's also important to recognize that the lessons learned in one cycle often come back around in a new form. You may think you've fully mastered a particular area of your life, only to find yourself facing a similar challenge again. This is not a sign of failure, but of deepening. Life will continue to present you with cycles of growth until you've learned all there is to learn at each level. Each new cycle offers a chance to refine your understanding, to go deeper, and to evolve further. As we move through this course, it's important to remember that the foundational lessons in this first section will be revisited throughout your journey. The understanding of cycles we are discussing now will come up again and again, in different forms as you dive deeper into your spiritual and personal growth. These initial teachings provide the framework for everything that follows. They are the lens through which you will begin to see the patterns and rhythms that shape your life. Once you have a solid understanding of the cycles of life in the universe, everything else becomes clearer. You'll start to see how the challenges you face are part of a larger pattern, how the highs and lows you experience are interconnected, and how you can use this knowledge to navigate life with more ease and flow. The more you align yourself with these natural cycles, the less resistance you will feel, and the more empowered you will become to create the life you truly desire. This first section of the course is designed to be revisited even after you've completed the rest of the material. As you move through the more advanced teachings, you'll find that the concepts we're covering now will continue to resonate with you in new and profound ways. The deeper your understanding of cycles becomes, the more you'll be able to apply this knowledge to every aspect of your life, from your relationships to your career to your spiritual practice. Remember, life moves in cycles, and so do we. By understanding and embracing these cycles, you can flow with the natural rhythms of the universe instead of fighting against them. This understanding will form the foundation for everything you will learn in this course, and it will be a guiding principle that you can return to again and again as you continue your journey.